Hi, YouTube. Hope you're doing good. I'm having an okay day. So. Um, Nothing really terrible or nothing happening or nothing out of the ordinary, I should say. That's more like it. But kind of a cold and gloomy day. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice enough where we're gonna get out and finish that building. So um, then I'll be able to show you it when I'm done with it. And I was wondering if you know anybody else that's been hurt by the recommendations of the CDC in present times or in past times, because I really find it pretty unfair that I could have something recommended to me that has hurt my health since I've had it done. So and having a cousin that died recently because he was recommended that he had it done. These types of things are really serious and they're being overlooked. People like me are being swept under the rug, or it's not spoke about. Nobody's standing up for us. Nobody gives a shit about it. It's like, oh, you have nerve damage and severe allergies because of what they did to you? Yeah, I do, you know, and what they call a unknown fluke. Yeah, it's not unknown. It's actually a part of what the germ was in the swine flu, and they're lying about it. Now, I can prove it physically because I have a microscope and enough knowledge to know what flukes and nematodes and those types of things, little things that are on our body and in our blood, and I can identify things, and so can they. And they know, and I know they know. But once again, I still have my papers, and if there's ever an attorney or anybody with enough backbone that could literally help me on the higher levels, like taking it to the Supreme Court and literally helping the people in the United States that have been harmed by them, you know, and this was before they had any um, non obligation to anybody. Now they're pushing it down everybody's throats, and they want you to sign a paper where they're not held responsible for anything bad that happens to you. Um, that's a pretty big indication that maybe a person would want to really research things and, you know, um, my thoughts, my thoughts on today. Then I was hearing Robin's Hood talking about sin and stuff and how, like he'd be with his brother in law and said he'd like stretch his neck, like looking at something, like if you look at somebody, or how long do you look, and what are your thoughts when you're looking at them? Yeah, all those things are really important. And the biggest thing to me in the world is people's lack of self control. You know, fortunately, I live with somebody that can attest to my character for over 3 decades, that I am a righteous person and I'm not a liar and I'm not a scummy sucker. So when I'm telling you something that happened to me, I'm telling you the truth. And people can stand up for my character because of who I've been in my life, you know, or who I've not been, you know. So, yeah, I'm a smoker. And that's really funny, and I've had people say, oh, you smoke and your health, it's like I'm probably stronger and healthier than you are. And you're sitting here complaining. So, what do you do that's bad? Did you sleep with your brother or your sister or whoever, or have thoughts about, weird, crappy shit in your life, or whatever? And if that's all you can find with me, I cuss occasionally, not every day, and I smoke. But I also detox and keep strong. So if you can, and I highly doubt, and you can judge on that if you'd like. But I think God can attest to my character too. So that's what. Um. Oh, last night. This is what brought these thoughts along. Um. Like Doug's cat told him last night, and I'll tell you why. For the joke, it's better to be pissed on than pissed off, or rather, pissed off than pissed on. Um, we were putting some medicine on him. It was this liquid stuff for his fur, and it's pretty expensive. Well, I'm pouring it on as Doug's rubbing it in, and he's holding the cat. And I poured too much, and it just like splashed down the cat's back, and he ended up peeing on Doug's lap. And then, like, Doug had a few beers, so he wouldn't like kind of shut it down for a while. And I'm like, it was an accident. It's not like I did it on purpose. And well, he went out in the shop for a while and came back in, and um, he got the idea that it wasn't like totally intentional. It's like, wow. I told him, if that's the biggest fault you can find with me, that I slipped pouring medicine on the cat, I said, kudos, good job. Those types of things. And it's not actually a fault. you know. So I found it quite funny that he ended up getting peed on anyway, just because of the attitude that he would take when it happened. It's like, oh, hey, whatever. You know, I did clean it up, but, you know, I thought it was kind of funny, deserving. And God does work in mysterious ways, doesn't he? You know? So, yeah, little something funny that happened. Oh, and then he talked to a neighbor that has this beautiful golden retriever that has come and kind of, well, not kind of, ate my kitty's food and sort of was a little terrorist when they first moved in. But he has been taking care of his dog, and that hasn't happened by his lately. And I told you about that dog that was out in the back of Doug's shop growling at him the other night. Well, this other neighbor that has the golden retriever, he said the house that has this dog, there's two pit bulls, and they have been up by his house. He's worried about his own dog and his family. And they've got three little girls up there, and these dogs have been up there terrorizing their dog. And if these little girls or the mom or all of them are outside, and I mean, so we have a trail cam now we're going to be setting up, and a friend of ours borrowed it to us, and we're going to find out exactly who's in the yard at nighttime, and then proceed from there. Doug goes, well, then I'll take it over there and show. I said, no, then we just send a copy of it, we upload it and send it to the police department and let them handle it, because these dogs are dangerous. Oh, my poor little cat the other day. I was crabby yesterday. Her paw got smashed in the door. Doug didn't do it on purpose, but the night before he had tried to lure the one I call Yeti into the shop, because he is a cool looking cat and he's only a baby and he's getting really huge. But Yeti wouldn't stay in there with him. But he had promised that Nellie could be in there in the winter, and hasn't really said any more about that. Little things, like he was going to buy me a dress and some other things today. He was going to do that, and I didn't ask again. He said he was going to last night, and it's like, so today he didn't say nothing. I'm not going to say anything either. It's like, nah, no. If somebody wants to do something out of the kindness of their heart, that's one thing. But, you know, I'm not going to beg for anything. But he had told me a long time ago that he was going to do that, and it never happened. And then last night I mentioned it, and he's like, "Yeah, well, we'll do that, you know." And I said, "Yeah, I just He goes, "You can pick it out tomorrow, and some stuff out for yourself." And it's like, okay. I said, maybe I'll grab something for you too. And he didn't really say much, kinda and kinda not. But it's not like we couldn't. We actually could. And in his case, he might have like 10 more years left to live. What would it matter? And for me, maybe 20, maybe, who knows. So, anyway, kind of a bummer, you know. Just telling you what's on my mind today. Like usual. It's really weird. I still am not getting notifications like up where I get, for a channel. They'll give me the notifications, but if somebody comments on my video, I don't get that. I saw one, compassion and loyalty. I saw yours yesterday, just because I had went to write something on that post, and then I saw your conversation started my conversation with your comment, and but I wouldn't have seen it until I go over to my dashboard. But if I make a comment on somebody's video and somebody likes it, I'll get those notices. Or if I make a comment and the channel likes it, I get that notice. But I don't get notices on my own content at all. And it's been about 2 or 3 months that's been going on. So, and I thought it was really weird that I will get the notification if somebody likes a comment or, something like that. So that's just a little weird. And it just, I mean, I can't help but feel it's intentional. I really do feel like Doug's mindset and other people are keeping me submissive because he does not want to share me with the world, and that's a fact. He's all good. Like yesterday, he's at a friend's house. I'm always here alone. The only person, the only voice he wants me to hear is his. I can't have any friends around. And even if I go out and try and make them with the situation that I'm living in right now, I wouldn't want anybody around some of the things that I've had to deal with. So, I'll just have to wait in my life to have actual friends in my life, you know, and I've never really got that at all, you know, or if we do go out in public, it's just really weird, hard to describe. But yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like that's a total double standard thing, and he doesn't even see it like that, at all. It's weird. If you got a moment, would you say a prayer about that for me? Because, yeah, it gets lonely. It really does. You know, people need human contact, and not just one human. We're not meant to live alone in life like that. So, anyway. Oh, I'd have more friends too if I was lowered my standards, you know. But um, yeah, that's the truth. So, what does everybody think about all these voting governors in, and do you, you know, congressmen or whatever? Do you think that it does any good to vote? I personally don't think it does at this time. Maybe on a local level, and that's kind of where I stand on that, because these people are our neighbors and we see them every day. But the ones that are in Washington D.C., they feel like they can pretty much do anything and say anything they want to the people, because they don't have to be held responsible for any damage that they do, you know? And that part has to change somehow for this society to even go back to anything that even resembles normal, you know? I mean, because the people that are pushing the strangest things in the world, these aren't children we're dealing with. These are demonic entities, you know? So, yeah, it's not a nice world. Well, I don't know. I kind of I woke up this morning. I was almost like I had a really weird feeling, like something or somebody I know is hurt. You know, I hope that isn't the case, but I just have had this really last couple days really odd feeling that something just is not right. Don't know what. I'll let you know if I hear anything, you know. But yeah, have no idea. Like my last 4 or 5 videos, at least, anyway. Get this, YouTube. My mouth is open. It's like, oh, why are you doing that? Can't you get me smiling? I smile. You know, they always get like, some of them are okay, but it's just like, oh, like this woman's talking, or all she does is talk. If they knew how seldom I actually spoke in my life, they would want to cut their tongues out for being so noisy. You know, this is about it through my day, you know, in a couple words to Doug here and there, and that's about it. So, but it is weird what they've been doing. It's like, why? You know, you could get any other thing, you know. Yeah, that's all right. I know why. Oh, and then everybody's still going on with this let's go Brandon crap, and how infantile. It's so sickening. Or even arguments over who won elections in Virginia or New Jersey. Have a recount. Start your old crap up all again, you know? That's why the party shouldn't even make a difference. We should just elect people on their merits and what their beliefs are, as far as what we want to install into our society and the constitutional rights that they want to uphold. What is their um um what is their running platform? What are their interests, and what do they propose to do for people? Those are what we should be looking at regardless of any party, And if there was no separation in the party, these people would just have to get together as human beings without the involvement of campaigns is one thing, but campaigning on for a certain party, this versus that one, instills a separation in our society that isn't meant to be here, you know. So we're people, we the people, not we this or we that, you know, for the republic, not Republican or Democrat, for which we stand, you know. And then they're all but done with the one nation under God. They want one world order, you know. Well, I like the song System of a Down, Toxicity, where he sings disorder, disorder, disorder. Look it up if you don't know it. I love it. Unless you're not, if you can't deal with heavy metal, don't don't listen to it then. I also like their Bring Your Own Bomb, BYOD or BYOB. That's a good song too. Oh, my light is like flickering, flickering. You know what I think it is? I do think it is the EMPs from the sun. That's, I don't know. Wow, it's a little weird. You know, I wonder how it'll show up on here when I upload it. Oh, I'm always playing. I got a little trash can by my desk here, and I always sorry. I have a bad habit of like put my foot there and just playing with it. So if you hear that, that's wow. Anyway, I think if I have my drums, and that's all, folks. You know. So yeah. Well, I'm gonna let you go. That's about all that's on my mind today. Just mm, oh, I might give you a tip on how I actually really do control myself, temper and all, believe it or not. Um, First off, if it's a bad thought that pops in, I automatically know it's not mine and I ignore it, or I emotionally tell Satan to get the hell out of here. And if it's my own thoughts and I am in a bad mood, I might run with it for a while, but I don't let it consume me. And then if it gets really bad, then I do sit and pray. And then if there's times that I don't have that solitude, to have that solace in my life, that's when I become a little irritated and I act like somebody that I'm actually not inside, being tired and not feeling good, you know. And with and it's not, I hate not feeling good. Um I I really detest some things that have been done to me that have made me less strong than I am or was, or no, yeah, less strong than I was. And I know God will be my retribution, you know, but right now I'm still alive and people should be held accountable for doing things to other people, period, you know. And if and when, see, now they're silencing people that could literally help others on this planet as far as standing up for your rights and getting a better education towards things that are in our society that it's either true or false, those types of things. Um, I believe that people that are literally do have God in their hearts are recognized for that and set on the back burner. But I told you why I feel I am. Satan's not the only one that's keeping me on the back burner. There's some other people that I know are directly responsible for that. And it's not out of trying to keep me safe, because we're just a spirit in a physical body. So that has nothing to do with the reality of who we are, our souls. And that brings me to mind, and I'll close it out with this. The Dark Cabal are scared to death because they know this is the end of their flesh suits. And they can say and do anything they want to do. But that isn't going to make anything any different for them, because they are not God and they cannot create themselves. Oh, guess I got one more quick subject on what they call the Matrix. God's creations. They make things sound so cold by way of calling it a matrix, not his artwork and the intricate beauty of everything that entails. They have just demonized everything to the point of they make a flower seem like it's part of a matrix, or a tree, or the air, like it's all electronic and cold and nothingness, taking God out of the picture. And I will end it on that note. I love you all. Have a good night or day wherever you're at. Peace.